Hello there, everybody. Good afternoon. Look, mix first. Your rightful place. Brandon from Australia. Good day, Paul. It's Good Friday here, so I've got the day off. That's good, Brandon, because we're going to be talking a little bit of Australian music in a little bit here. That's your hint on that one. As always, Psycho Platter is always powered by coffee each and every time. This is a mug that I was going to show you guys one or two episodes ago. But, hi, I'm Kenny Rogers. Now, I ended up finding this at a flea market for $1. I'm assuming either, through the fan club or anything else like that for Mr. Rogers' coffee mug. So you got Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood, and then you got Kenny Rogers' Roaster Neighborhood. See there? I just thought I would go off and do one of these. I wasn't sure if I was going to or not. There, that's a little better. Never can tell what's going on here. Clayton there. What the heck kind of emoji? It looks like a Devo hat, right? I can't figure the rest out, but hello anyway. You guys are creative. That is absolutely sure. Absolutely creative. Anyways, of course, you know what? If you haven't checked out StreamYard yet, here you can get yourself a $10 discount. How about them apples? Penny Lane, she's in my ears. She's in my eyes. That's a fact. That's very much so. I hope you're doing okay, dear. So, needless to say, it got warm. It was warm today. I think it's supposed to be almost 80 here in Northwest Arkansas. I don't know about over in your neck of the woods, wherever you guys are at right now, and Australia, and anywhere else worldwide. It's kind of neat, if, being that I'm 57, if I were to go back in time and tell like my 18-year-old self and say, in about 40 years, you're going to host this little show that's almost worldwide. Because it's true. I got people from all different countries that want you to come up here. And the power of YouTube, right? The power of YouTube. And I just did my first Walmart pickup order, and it was nothing short of amazing. It can sure be convenient, that's for sure, with the Walmart pickups. Hi, James. How you doing? Anyways, I alerted all the BC Justice League. I know I'm a little early today, per se, and I would have been on a few minutes sooner, but I had to take care of a phone call that was coming in just as I was getting ready to set up on everything. Business that I'm going to have to deal with tomorrow. Fun. Anywho, so like I said, I hope everybody's doing good out there. The dozen of you in there, and I appreciate you guys taking the time out to be able to come and visit for a while and such. So let's see. If you've had a chance, little commercial here. If you've had a chance to check out the new episode of Jukebox from Hell, we end up discussing in the September 1992 album from Great White, Psycho City. That's right. And you don't want to miss that one, do you? Nah, of course not. See what I say about this. It's kind of a very fun review on this one, on Psycho City. That's episode 57. Episode 58 is going to be from June 1994, Stevie Nicks' Street Angel. Most people don't even know about this album, just like I had some people say that nobody knew about this Great White album. Well, see, that's what we try to do around here. We try to educate and entertain people, and maybe pick up some new listening stuff that maybe you just never heard before. See? So I know it's not records, but I deal with all mediums per se. But yeah, so this one will be the next one. All kinds of fun guests on Stevie's their CD. Um, so, anyways, I did manage to go to one resale shop today. I didn't have much time to do much else, but I kind of chuckled when I came across a bunch of 8 tracks. I normally don't look for, I don't look through the 8 tracks, although there's certain ones maybe I should be looking for. Oh, that's too bad on that one. I saw him, of course, MTV Headbangers Ball. I saw him in '88. They opened up for Whitesnake on their tour, and Great White did a hell of a job live. Whitesnake did a hell of a job too that day. I remember that was a great concert. And then a couple days later was Europe and Def Leppard. Europe, not so much. Def Leppard put on a hell of a show. That was for the Hysteria tour. Hysteria when you're near. Anyways, so I'm going through this box of 8 tracks, and I laughed when I came across a Carpenter's Quad 8-track. Maybe I should have got it. I don't know. But what was I going to do with it? But I just thought it was funny. It was the singles album in quad, and it looked like it was in decent shape for being 1973, 74. I mean, it had 73 or 74 because quad stuff only lasted about 73 to 77 in the marketplace. Uh-oh. I wonder why. Got to be something simple. Hopefully it's not on my end. I have my settings the way it should be. I'm surprised. Anyways, but you meant well. I speak 8-track. Get the Q8 for me, Paul. I'm trying to think. I mean, in all honesty, that's the first quad 8-track I ever came across. I haven't come across any. I was like, wow, at least it wasn't Andy Williams or Percy Faith or something like that. My 3.2 records showed up, and they sound amazing. Well, kick ass, Robert Barry and Company on 3.2. Anywho, we have new subs. They just finally rolled in. So the buck stops here, and the vinyl salute. I want to thank you for joining the Psychoplatter universe. Always welcomed. And like I said, we try to have a good time around here. At least that's the goal. Seriously, go back and snag your favorite. Well, I'll take a look, Scott. I'll take a look. I can't even remember what they were charging for the 8-tracks. Maybe it was $1. Like the CDs, that'd be all right. It happens when I go to do it on Michael Nolan's stream. That's weird. That's very weird. Huh. Just too strange. Por favor. Yeah, because that's very unusual that you can't drop a donation. But that happens. It happens. I just finally got done with the Folgers coffee, and now I'm working on Black Rifle Coffee Company. The Happy Hunting Dark Roast is what I've got. Keeps saying declined, even though I have money in the account. So strange. Very, very strange. I'm sorry that's going on, Brandon. Computers, technology, what are you going to do, right? Anyways, this video is in tribute to 2 people today. One of them we touched on in Tuesday's episode. Wink Martindale. Of course, most of the time he was a game show host. You know, yeah, it is right now. It is nice. And by the way, my first coffee maker crapped out on me. I had that thing for about at least about 3-4 years. It was a Walmart brand. Crapped out on me, and I always have a backup coffee maker. So I had a Mr. Coffee. So that's what I've got now. I'm cranking it all into Mr. Coffee. Now I have to have a. I gotta go when I get some money to get a backup coffee maker because the Mr. Coffee I went and got at thrift store. And Michael says, "We love your input, Brandon. Thanks so much for your support, brother. Michael's channel is awesome. Um, and you made some very good, strong points there. And in the last few, yes, that's another one we're going to, and that's what we're going to be talking about Roger McLaughlin. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. I don't know, but for the moment, I figured, what the heck? I'd go off and show you something kind of goofy. Let's see if I can get this set up here today. All right. Well, he happened to be in the 1958 movie. Anyways, how about them apples, I didn't even know that he could do that. I just remember Wink Martindale and that single Deck of Cards. If you remember that one, rock and roll has really changed so much from its birth. The sound image really becomes a shadow of itself. Yeah, I mean, you know what? I got to tell you the truth. I'm a sucker for the 50s stuff. Now, not not like Frankie Avalon, Fabian, Bobby Rydell stuff. Okay, I never could get into that stuff. But give me some good, some Elvis, some Buddy Holly, some Gene Vincent. Um, we'll even bring up Eddie Cochran very shortly here. Younger people today wouldn't believe that's rock music. Yeah, I know. I don't know what they would call it, I guess, other than maybe boomer music, because everybody like to throw that boomer word around. And I'm like, well, you know what? Fine. I'm a boomer. I'm like I can't remember when that would kind of end in the boomer part, but I don't care. I'm proud of it then if that's the case. I'd rather be listening to 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, and early 2000s, okay, than the crap that's out on that radio today. That's new. I would rather listen to that Wink Martindale song than Cardi B's WAP any day of the week. Have you heard of Johnny O'Keefe, the Wild One? No, not offhand. The chick in the checkered shirt and black stockings was very rock and roll. The singer, not so much. Oh, man. So, yes, the other death, of course, for tribute here, Roger McLaughlin, original bassist for the Little River Band. He was in the band basically the first 2 years. He was on the first album for the Little River Band. He was on the album After Hours. See, you get that part of the title. And then he was on 2 tracks for the next album, which was, I know I'm going to butcher this, Diamante Cocktail? I don't know. Needless to say, I thought I would share a little bit from the album After Hours. Days on the Road. Yes. Days on the Road from the album After Hours, just for at least a little bit. Anyways, there's your taste. There's your taste on that one. And see, even Brenda and Michael thought it was "Give me my martini." I know. So Dia Matini. I hope I got that right. We talked different. I believe it's a drink made from an emu egg. Interesting. Is it from the same emu from the Hudson Brothers Variety Hour, though? Nick, how you doing? Long time no see. Good to see you here. But so like I said, he leaves, of course, to join another band. He kind of couldn't deal with the grind, I guess, to say the least. And Who can blame him? He did come back though another time though, which was kind of weird. Um, he showed back up. I think it was 1999. He joins back in the lineup. Um, Stephen Houston, who, well, he went off and stole. Yeah, we can say stole. I'll have to throw the word allegedly. I don't want to get sued, but allegedly stole the trademark and the name and all that other stuff. But back in '99, that wasn't the case yet, exactly. Or maybe it was, and it was just the beginning of it. But he came back to Little River for about a year, but then left before any records were made. Hey, Stephen, how you doing? Hope you're doing good. Yes, yes, yes. Um, I dropped an invite if anybody wants to pop up. So after Stephen is just all well, that's I saw the interview, I'll say this much, okay? Um, when Little River Band showed up, this was like 2013 at the Harley dealership. We used to actually have decent concerts, and what I mean by that is we had Great White, okay, we had Jackal, we had Warrant, I think, showed up too one time. Johnny Winter was supposed to be there, but thanks to the nursery across the street, that didn't happen. I'm always going to be pissed off about that. It's how I got denied from seeing Johnny Winter. But so Little River Band was going to be there now. Now, before anybody says anything, I know it was not the original Little River Band. I know that it was Wayne Nelson, okay, from 1980 on. So all the bands used to do after their show, there was a big table and they would come out and sign autographs and take pictures. So I brought the appropriate Little River Band albums. Um, God, time, not time changes. I can't, but that one, greatest hits, um, the net. I brought that stuff. And I mean, Wayne was nice, and I bought the new CD, okay, which it was a fine CD, it just wasn't a Little River Band CD, that's all. I think that was the last time they tried putting out anything new, which probably was maybe for the best. Yes, and Steven's not off, but we're not talking Stephen McElwain. We're not. We're talking Stephen Houston. So we're talking, hey, how you doing? Have you seen? Yes, I did. Yes, I did. And I thought it was funny. I did. Good old stoner cats. I'll tell you, that was some funny stuff. I'll tell you right now. Oh man. So after Roger leaves Little River Band the first time, he ends up joining this country rock group called Stars. See what I did with part of the title? And so I present to you a song that I thought was kind of cool. And Brandon will probably know right away. Mighty Rock. All right. Paul, you may like another Aussie band called Mondo Rock. I'm going to write this down. Mondo Rock. Everybody loves to do the Mondo Rock. No, I'm kidding. I was teasing you guys with Mambo Rock from Bill Haley in the comments. Hey, Novice Nick. Yeah, see, Royce is in the house too. We got a whole bunch of people here, all 21 of you, and I appreciate it very much. The song Chemistry comes to mind. Very, very cool. Now, one other little music related thing, if you will. So today, 65 years ago, oh, this is a long story. Oh my. Mm-hmm. Hey, and okay. I remember that episode where she wore that. Yes, I do. Um, I miss those guys sometimes. You know that? I just do. PR is good for the soul and body, as opposed to PBR, which that's no good for anybody. Take it from me. I remember drinking that junk years ago. Now I just went from one form to another, and that's all. Kenny Rogers Roasters, ladies and gentlemen, where a bit of Kenny is in every. Never mind. Yipes. Uh, well, that's a the avatar is a picture of Beetle Babe, but it's not Beetle Babe. We're all here for the free beer and the chance to win the Corvair. Well, you know what? Have at it. I wouldn't mind having a Corvair myself. PT dang spell check. It's okay. That's okay. If anything, I think my favorite dream car. I would like a 66 or a 67 goat. I want either of those, and I'd make it out like the Monkey Mobile. Seriously, that would be what I would want if I had money to blow. Is I would have my own Monkey Mobile. I know I'm a nerd. What can I say about that? The other thing probably is I wouldn't mind having my own Batmobile. Oh my God, could you imagine going down the street with that turbines to speed, pull the parachute for whatever weird ass reason, like at a drag strip? Oh, see, there you go. You know, Pete Shelby. I know a girl named Shelby. We won't talk about Shelby. Shelby GT though. And my MGBT. So, anyways, where was I going on all of this? Oh yes. So, April 17, 1960, another unfortunate rock and roll tragedy happened, and that was the passing of Eddie Cochran. Man, oh man, for being around, like he got his start in 1950, okay, when he was really, really little. But by 1960, I mean, come on, everybody, summertime blues, all fun stuff like that. But this one here that I'm going to play you was the 45 that was on the charts. Yes, always going in circles. That's how my life feels like. Um, but this is what was on the charts from him when he passed away. I like this song. I don't care what anybody says. Three Steps to Heaven. Mm-hmm. How about that for see, I like playing you guys this kind of music. Of course, YouTube ain't gonna appreciate it, but I just clean it up when we're all said and done. Yeah, that was his last charting record when he was alive, was that one. I cannot stand the B side. The B side of that is Cut Across Shorty, which the thing's annoying to me. I could not deal with it. But yeah, so there you go. 65 years ago today. Jeez. Yeah, see, you love his music. I think a lot of us do, Dino, at least the old schoolers. I wish these young kids would get into it, the young whippersnappers. I love Eddie's part, and the girl can't help it. Yeah, I'll tell you that it's been a while since I saw that movie, but I know what you're talking about. I love those ones. That little bit with Wink Martindale I showed from Let's Rock from 1958. That's available on YouTube. You can watch that. Oh man, I seen Eddie Cochran in concert at the Fox Theater in Detroit in '57. Just that's I think I was born in the wrong time frame, ladies and gentlemen. I think I should have been born, well, I don't know, at least 10 years sooner than at least I could have, or 10 years sooner? Yeah, 10 years sooner, because then I could have maybe caught the tail end of the 50s and seen the Beatles. Who played with the Beatles in '64 as an opening act. He was Australia's answer to Elvis. Was that the O'Keefe? Was that the one we're talking about? Wilson Pickett dropped another live the other week, and it's explosive. Tom Jones and Wilson Pickett. Oh, God, that would have been crazy. You ever seen the Tom Jones and Janis Joplin? That one was something else, I thought. That song sounds like he knew that he was going to die. Oh, boy. Well, I don't know about that, but I really wish that I had the pictures to show you of this one. But so in the 80s, hey, how are you, Lisa? Drop a little link here in case you feel up for it. But I befriended, courtesy of Goldmine magazine. Remember when Goldmine magazine was really good magazine? Remember that in the 70s and the 80s and early 90s, and they spawned off another great magazine called Discoveries. I was a big fan of both of those magazines. I was subscribed to them for years. Discoveries didn't last as long as Goldmine did, but still. But who happened to be one of the vinyl sellers? Okay, was Paul Robeson, the guitarist from the Johnny Burnett Trio. And I am like, Paul Robeson, and he even admitted it in this little ad. And I think he lived in Mississippi at the time, if I remember right. So I wrote to him. I did. And I said, pretty much, hey, I'm this, I think I was 16 or 17-year-old kid at the time. Thank you. Thank you very much. Seriously, that helps towards, or always trying to find cheap records like this Holland Little Monsters from 85. If you don't know who Holland is, go check them out. Think you'd dig them. Or cheap CDs for Jukebox from Hell. Always appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you so much. Had to do it from the bloody laptop. Oh, hang on a minute. Here's a gentleman. I am so sorry. I hope you weren't waiting long. I just saw you now. Here's a gentleman we had on maybe about, I don't know, a few weeks ago. This guy.
Hello.
How you doing?
I'm doing good. I see no one was brave enough to come up, so I said, you know what? I'll come up.
James Farley, Paul, a suggestion for Jukebox from Hell, the New Monkeys album. In other words, the album by the New Monkeys. Actually, I did, and you're going to have to go way back and try to find the episode. But yeah, I did one on the New Monkeys, and I guess just to kind of make things short on the review, I liked that album. I thought it was a great pop album for '87. They would have had a hit if they weren't named the New Monkeys. I'm serious, and it's just
Hey, Royce.
it was a shame because after Buddy Holly and the others died, he was saying that he's next, and then it happened. Yeah, I did hear about that. But back to the story at hand, though, really quick. So Paul Robeson, he went off and sent me a bootleg of the Johnny Burnett Trio on Coral, which I'm like, as soon as I saw that, my eyes bugged out for 2 seconds. But I read in the letter, he goes, relax, it's a bootleg. But then they sent me a new album that he did with some of the Sun musicians like Warren Smith, Malcolm Yevington, things like that. Oh God, what's his name? Billy Riley, things like that. And so he included pictures. He included pictures of when Gene Vincent. This was after he had his motorcycle crash, and he had a cast from his hip to his foot. But Eddie Cochran was in the picture too, and so it was the Johnny Burnett Trio, Gene Vincent, and Eddie Cochran all in one photograph. And I was just like, and I think there was a local British band in there too. No, it wasn't the Beatles. They were only around in its infancy at that time frame. But could you imagine in '60 if somehow the Beatles were an opening act for Eddie? That would have
Oh, that would be
that would have been
cool.
that would have been very cool, but yet very strange as well on that one. So, James, what's been going on in your world?
Well, last Friday, April 11th, I turned 56, and one of my friends back home in Montreal sent me a birthday gift that I've been wanting for a while, and I finally have it on vinyl. Bon Jovi's first album from
Oh,
1982, and this is a remaster,
mm,
and it's on 180 gram vinyl on Mercury. I'm not going to take it out of the thing, but then this is what it came in, and I didn't want to keep putting it back in this thing because it would have scratched the record. So Wasega
Dusty.
George, he
You
sent
want to
me,
come up,
hey
Dusty?
Dusty, he sent me like inner sleeves and outer sleeves. So this is more protective for it. So this gives you all the lyrics. I only knew Runaway on this album. I didn't know the rest, but they're all good rockers. This is a great album. And there's Bon Jovi looking young and dapper here. Sorry, you can see my ring light. And then here is Richie Sambora.
Right. Yeah, that album when I heard it the first time made me want to run away.
Really? And then Tuesday, I was on with Tim. Tim's back doing his Tuesday afternoon shows now.
Oh, good. Good, 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 good. That's nice.
But we didn't have any viewers this time. It was just the two of us, so we only went for an hour.
Well,
It
that's what
happens.
that's what that's what yeah, exactly. That's what happens, I know
The
I
show
know
has to go on.
yeah. I mean, I know some people went off and they're like, "Hey, Psycho, why can't you stick to a specific time frame?" It's not that easy for me, guys. I know that sounds really stupid, but maybe when I get to semi-retirement, ha ha ha, in a couple of years, then maybe I can lock down some certain times you know, of the day, but I just do the shows when I can do them and then I try to alert people when I'm doing them. And James, I think you're on my Facebook. I should probably
Yeah.
just start letting you know too, along with the 20 other people that I notify on that. Um, I do not think it is a lack of bravery. I must have missed something here. Uh, was it for listening to the Bon Jovi album because it made me nervous? No, I'm kidding. I don't know. My running joke of Bon Jovi being a no talent hack. I mean that first album is what kind of started everything. I know that, but I don't know what it is with him. I just couldn't get around his music, and that happens. Yeah,
Yeah,
that happens.
Kate and I are big Bon Jovi fans, and I was live with her yesterday, and then I'll be live with her tomorrow.
Kate, I'm an idiot. I don't know if
Caitlin Stoddard.
Oh yes, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. That's right. That's right.
Yeah, she's a good friend of Royce's. Royce in the house as well.
You know what, Stephen? I don't know. People come up if they want to come up, and if they don't want to come up, that's okay too.
Well, I
Um,
figured you were early to this time, so I said, you know what? I'm going to go. I'm not going to say hi in the chat. I'm just going to surprise him and come up. Why
yes,
not?
Gentle Giant are releasing their live album, playing "The Fool" in full, no overdubs. Comes in a triple LP2 CD. That sounds fun. That really does. I just need to listen to some more Gentle Giant, I guess, because the two albums that I listened to, I just wasn't a big fan of. I know some people love them, and that's fine. Um, like I said, I mean, some people that love Gentle Giant can't stand Nectar, maybe, or Can, or any of the other ones. I'm a Nectar fan. I like, since 2020, I've been a Nectar fan, and I still have a couple left to try to get in the catalog there, especially the Man in the Moon album from '80, which is an import. I think it's either UK or German. So I'm gonna have to probably pay a little bit more for that one. But the rest of them were US presses. So I don't have too many left to try to find for that. So what else has been going on in your life, James?
Not much. Got my own Discord server now,
Oh, okay, okay.
stuff like that. And a few days ago, Kate was reading something from an article about all the different bands from A to Z, and she had us all make one. So I made one up just the other day. So
Mm-hmm.
I'll read it to you what I came up with from A to Z. So first I have A, ABBA, AC/DC, Aerosmith. B, Beatles and Bon Jovi. That's a no-brainer. Of course, the Beatles. C, I put CCR. D, I have Def Leppard, Dire Straits, Deep Purple, and Depeche Mode. I have to put that in for Jorgen, obviously. E, we have the Eagles, Elvis and Elton John. F, Falco. That's a name you don't hear often, do you?
Yeah,
Fleetwood
no kidding.
Mac. G, we have Guns N' Roses, Genesis, the Go-Go's. H, we have Heart. I, Iggy Pop in Excess. J, we have Journey, the Jackson 5, Jefferson Airplane. K, Kiss, the Kinks, Cool and the Gang. L, Lady Gaga, Lana Del Rey. M, Metallica, Motley Crue, Motorhead, and Megadeth. N, we have Nirvana, Nine Inch Nails. O, we have Ozzy Osbourne, Otis Redding, Oasis. P, we have Pet Shop Boys, Pink Floyd, Pat Benatar, Paul McCartney, The Police. Q, we have Queen, The Quarrymen. R, we have Ramones, Rolling Stones, Rush, REM, Red Hot Chili Peppers. Now we go up to S, Santana, Steve Miller Band, Scorpions. T, we have Toto, Talking Heads. For U, we have U2, UB40, UFO, and Uriah Heep. V, we have Van Halen, Velvet Underground. W, we have Wham and Wasp. X, we have XTC. Y, we have Yes and the Yardbirds. And Z, we have the Zombies and ZZ Top.
Jeez, you got it all over the place. James, do you like the Hotel California album from the Eagles?
Oh, yes, I do. It's a classic. It's one of my favorites.
Very, very much. I think I like all the Eagle albums, you know. That was just, the long run probably would be the one that was not as much, but all the other ones, I dig them. I do. So let's see. I did have something set up here. So we're going to have a Beans moment.
Ooh.
Yes, a Beans moment. No shenanigan moment today. I'll have to dig up another day. But needless to say, we're going to go back. Oh, you got yes. Mine is over there somewhere. Same
we got
thing.
Beans.
Yeah, rest in peace, Beans. So let me set this up for a second here. And okay. All right. And we'll probably play about 10 minutes of this, I'd say. But this goes back a couple of years ago. Golden Turkey Trot Edition is the name of the episode, and we have more than him on here. It's we got a whole bunch of people. We got Tim Allen and Doc Dacus too, and Hudson Rainey was on earlier in the broadcast. There's a name that hasn't been mentioned in a while.
I know.
But let's just listen a little bit and enjoy Beans for about 10 minutes or so.
Somehow.
Yes,
the late
you're
70s.
correct. You're correct, Tim.
Mm-hmm.
You're correct.
Because
It's just
he did an album with, I forget his name, the guy that did BJ and the Bear. They did an album together. I have it.
Greg
That's
Evigan.
fantastic.
Greg Evigan?
Yeah. Him and Greg Evigan were in a TV show together.
Oh,
And they did an
God,
album.
no.
They did an album. And I can't find it right now because I filed, I think, under the name of the show, and I can't remember the name of the show.
Oh, God.
DJ and the Bear.
Casablanca. I want to get.
DJ and the Bear.
I want to get the book. Yeah, there's a
No,
book
it was
on
after
Casablanca.
BJ and the Bear.
Oh.
And he
Yeah.
also produced the Weather Girls, who I think may have been on Casablanca as well.
Really? Now that I did not know.
Yeah, Paul
the
Schaefer.
story
That
goes about
It's Raining Men. Paul Schaefer produced that.
Oh, okay, yeah.
This supposedly was made to massage Sean's ego. Neil Bogart cut a deal because something happened where Sean wasn't credited on one or two Kiss songs as a co-writer, and he produced Gene Simmons' solo album, and he worked on Peter's solo album a little bit, and he didn't supposedly get credit on shit either. So instead,
We all
this
miss
was
him.
the, ha, ha,
Mm-hmm.
all right, fine, you get an album. some of it's all right. Like the first one, Welcome to the Circus, is a little odd. It's on YouTube, by the way, guys, if you want to go listen to some odd stuff, because it is odd.
Yeah, I never knew he put out an album.
Tim, go look
Yep.
under
You
My
know-
Two Dads.
What is it?
Three Sides of the Coin is what turned me on to knowing about that.
I just
Yeah.
My Two Dads.
no. It's a year at the top.
You're
Hey,
Fred
Fred.
old as a tool.
You're at the
Hey, Fred.
I don't think I filed.
We're just having a beans moment for a few minutes, guys.
It might be in the Schaefer. They might have called themselves something, but there's an album that's a soundtrack of that show, and I have it. It's horrible. Oh my god, it's so bad.
Okay. Like I said, Casablanca itself is a strange ass label, and I think I might have showed a long time ago in one of my autographed
Thanks,
album
Fred.
episodes.
Got some new stuff
when
today.
Originally, Neil
Thank
Bogart
you.
wanted to call it Emerald City Records, but he was told that MGM. Okay, hold on. Of course you. Okay. Wait a minute.
You always have to have something
Here,
every-
I'll
Hey,
show this.
hey.
I still have this.
I thought-
I still have that book. What a book. What a
Mm.
book.
Okay, now I'll show the Partridge Family. I'll just be out of
Damn
step
you.
with everybody.
Fine. Wait a minute.
I just thought I was showing random albums.
Stop this shit.
Yeah.
Fine, I'll go Badfinger. That's fine.
Ooh.
This is like a VC pissing match. Oh man.
I'll be
Okay,
right back. I'm gonna go
Yeah.
look for that record for a second.
There we go. Yeah.
Break
I
up.
can't find it in
There
a,
we go.
in a second. I'll come right back.
You get bonus points. You get bonus points, Kev.
For the
I love
vinyl.
those albums. Yes, I love those albums.
Mhm.
I have every Badfinger vinyl American except for one. I am looking for, and yeah, I know it was cleaned up and the legality is questionable, but I need a copy because they made it on. It was either clear vinyl, I think it was, Rika disc, Day After Day, the Cleveland Agora show. I need that on vinyl.
I still need it on vinyl.
Now that I got the real Gone stuff with the bonus tracks, but that So Fine double album record store day, sure, if I came across it at a reasonable price,
Never came across it.
Oh, yeah.
I heard it's ridiculous on the internet, and I ain't playing games. Everybody can keep their high priced on that. I won't do it. Well,
I
about
thought
2.5
I
weeks
wouldn't-
from now, Bobcat Goldthwait. Yes, Bobcat. I'm gonna. I know damn well I'll have this damn thing signed by.
And I did
Bobcat
get it signed by Bobcat Goldthwait. He was cool.
Hey, Randy.
I can't do a Bobcat. That almost sounded like Brian Johnson. With
Hey, Randy.
But,
Don't forget
yeah.
the trophy.
Yeah, that was more like
yes.
Jim Brewer's Brian Johnson impression.
Oh, my. You did.
As everyone runs away at the broadcast, I'm like, oh fuck.
Yep.
I was hoping Brewer was going to do that when I saw him this summer. He didn't, but I did tell him I loved it. And I was when I met him, I'm like, God, I love that bit. I'll always love that.
I still love that bid.
I'm sure he gets more comments about that than he does about pretty much everything he's ever done. You know.
He's a good egg. Go check out him. Go check out his comedy act if you're ever Brewer in the neighborhood.
Was the nicest stand-up I've met so far.
Still is. Still is.
Seriously. Out of everybody I've met so far, was Brewer.
David Kirshner's in that list
stand-up
too,
guy I ever met was
from The Office.
David Tell.
Hmm.
He was pretty nice too.
Okay, I've heard of him. I think he did a movie or two, right?
Mm-hmm.
2 comedy movies. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think I remember seeing him on Comedy Central or something.
Yeah, he had a show called Insomniac.
Mm.
years ago.
That's it. That's it. What you got, Tim?
Oh,
Nothing. I have no idea what it's
Oh.
filed under. No, it's lost in the collection somewhere.
You'll be taking apart
It's
over his
lost
house
in the
tomorrow.
They might have called themselves something. And if they did, I don't know what it is.
Hmm.
I just looked in soundtracks. That's where I just went. I didn't see it
Yeah.
there.
How about after
I mean,
midnight?
that would be a label to collect if you think about it, because there was all kinds of different types of music on there. But I remember, I think there's a book on Casablanca, and I want to get it. But one of the things when
Still
I met
need to
Ed
get it.
McMahon, Ed McMahon, yeah, Tonight Show Ed McMahon, back in 07. Nice guy.
Yeah, kind of, doesn't he?
Buddy,
Prayers to
Yeah, he
Matthew
does.
Sweet too, by the way,
and I knew you
because
were doing Ed
Matthew
McMahon.
Street. I'm sorry, I've said Matthew
Mhm.
Sweet.
Yeah, somebody thought that he could sing. And in the mid 60s, he put an album out on Cameo Parkway. Yes, I dare you to go listen to his version of Georgie Girl.
Don't
I
do it.
double
Don't do it, gang.
Go
I
ahead.
have a 45.
Ed
Is that bad,
McMahon. Ed McMahon should not have done that album.
So I had that album,
Wow.
and I had the double album, Greatest Bits from the Tonight Show, which was from
Mhm.
1974 on Casablanca. Came with a
Ooh.
timeline poster. It was really wonderfully done. But Neil Bogart's like, everyone loves Johnny. Everyone loves the Tonight Show. This thing's gonna sell like
Well,
heck. But
the first part of that was true.
you think he would have learned his mistakes? He sent out 500,000, I remember correctly. 500,000 copies. He pushed them out to all the people.
I heard that, Fred, and I don't know why. I wish I knew, because I thought Zach was
Yeah,
pretty
they-
easy going, I'm told.
They said
Yeah,
that
Kate
album
and I
like
talked
completely
about that on the stream
destroyed the
yesterday.
label, you know.
Yep. And if it wasn't for Kiss Alive, and that saved the label's ass,
It's true.
was Kiss. Yeah, that's right, guys. And so, I mean, okay, so you got the Ed McMahon Horrible Experiment. You got Kiss. You got Donna Summer. You've got Village People. You have P-Funk.
Yep, all
have
those.
The Hudson Brothers
Rotor,
were on
right? Didn't he
Casablanca.
cut something?
Too loud. Well, what the hell?
The
The
Hudson
Hudson
Brothers.
Brothers.
Fuck, not the Hudson Brothers. I tried to forget the Hudson.
Yeah, I still try to forget the
Hey,
Hudson
yeah.
Brothers.
I remember that Saturday
Wow,
show.
that's too
It was a
bad.
Saturday show,
Mm.
right? The Hudson Brothers and that emu.
Yeah,
that would
but they-
go up, I'm like,
they had a
"Ah,
hit."
What is this?
They had a hit.
That's right.
So
And
you
look at all the
are-
look at all the great work that Mark did with Ringo. You know, come on.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
That's about the only thing that saves his ass is that work with Ringo.
Yeah, I
And you know,
just
I'm
thought of
kind of
something
curious
else.
about that. Whatever happened
Bad. If I can
to
find
those two? Is there an explanation for that? As to
I
why
don't know
Mark
what
Hudson
the
doesn't work with
falling
Ringo
out
anymore?
was. No, I don't know. Something must have happened.
Yeah, he was on a couple things. Yeah. I like trying to think. The first album I think he was on was "Time Takes Time," right? And I like that
I
record.
think so.
I
Yeah.
really, really do. The Hudson.
There you got it. The complete series.
What,
That's
is Pink
hardcore
Lady
if you
and
own the
Jeff on it?
complete series of that.
It was Flowers and Adam.
With Flowers and Madness.
That's what I'm thinking too. I'm sorry. I think the Who just need to be done. They should have been done a couple of years ago.
Thank you.
Oh, oh boy, I don't know about that story.
Mr.
Oh my
Hudson.
God. I was watching.
No, I love the Who very much.
I found
Oh,
something.
God.
I found something.
Here's a couple of interesting records.
We'll let Tim show his records, and we'll end
Wait a
this.
minute.
Guy
Let me
is-
make you.
Mm-hmm.
Let me make you big. Yes, I think.
Bob McAllister, Wonderama.
Oh, wait a minute. I'm sorry. I for 2 seconds I got my Bob's confused with the dude on Sesame Street.
Mm-hmm.
I've
That's an
heard of
easy-
Wonderama, but I don't know if I ever saw it.
I think it was mainly an East Coast thing. But
He looks like
here's
Paul
the
Lynde.
one. Here's the one.
Oh boy.
Ah,
What
that's
the
not cute.
hell?
I even then I
What
didn't
is
know that these
that?
kids made an album.
Does that have
Wow.
a Fly Pretty Baby on it, or what was it called? Fly Little Baby or Pretty Baby?
Oh God, no! Is that
okay.
who did that?
Yeah.
You got that right,
I
Fred.
hate that
Yeah.
You
song.
do. Mhm.
They
But you
almost
know who
look
these
like
guys are.
Yeah.
long lost relatives behind you. Because that's what they look like.
Yeah, my God, Heine.
Well, they were on the Partridge
Uh.
Family, but they
Oh,
are
no.
Andy Williams' nephews,
Oh boy.
and that's how they got a record deal.
They
Dang.
were on the Partridge Family. I must have
Yeah.
missed that day watching it.
And they're
I watched-
Andy Williams' nephews. Okay, you can make me small.
Okie dokie. See,
Yeah.
here in Psycho Splatters, we learn
I
things.
thought
whether
I
we
brought
want it or
money.
not.
I found that at a thrift store and I freaked out.
Is that
day.
Paul
I'm like,
McCartney?
"Holy
Klaus McCartney?
$1.
I think so, yeah.
$1.
Okay.
29 cents.
Since I did.
No, I was gonna say Tim always gets them 29 cents.
Yeah, 29 cents.
As Doc would say.
I'm looking for that solo album, Dino. I am for a Jukebox from Hell episode.
That's why I called this the Golden Turkey Trot edition today, because that was a few golden turkeys right there. I remember reading some story, speaking of Partridge Family. What was it? Tower Records in Cali. I can't when that Danny Bonaduce on Lion came out. No, Rhino. Rhino in the day was doing it. They had a shit ton of that album, and they were paying people
Yeah,
to take the album. And they're like,
take the
"Here,
album.
We'll give you $1. We'll give you $1."
I wish I was I'd taken 5 of them because that thing goes for at least 50 these
I ended
days.
up with a copy of that, a promo, a white label promo that I sold.
I've never
I'd
seen
take
it.
it all they
Hmm.
could hand me. Just
Never
fill
seen
me up.
one. Never seen one.
Anyways, how about that for a little while, eh? The Beans moment.
And
We needed
I have
we
some
needed a
old
Beans moment.
episodes of my streams, and I have beans in there too.
See, we need to. I need to go dig over in your little channel and go watch some of that stuff too.
That's my early stuff.
I'm trying to remember what episode he was singing with Paulina. I don't know whose show that was.
Oh, I'd like to see that too.
Yeah, it exists. Danny Bonaduce, my main man.
Ah,
I want sushi right now. Wait a minute. What the hell? I missed the connection here.
that's random, Lisa.
Oh, I love sushi. I do love sushi. Give me
I
some
never had
hibachi.
it before.
Oh, it's tasty. Yes, Doc was an original cast member on Clutch Cargo, although you wouldn't be able to tell because all you ever saw was the lips. That didn't sound right, did it?
Ah,
It's pretty bad, but this Dylan sucks. Yeah, I was going over, actually, who was it I was watching? Canadian Stud Muffin. I was watching that Larry Graves video yesterday and how he touched on the 1980 Bob Dylan albums Saved, which I'm just not sure when I get to Dylan, which Dylan album that I'm going to do. Because there's a handful of them. Self-Portrait, Saved, Shot of Love, Knocked Out Loaded, Under a Red Sky. There's a whole bunch, and I guess I could do a whole, 10 or at least a 5-episode series on Dylan alone, but we're not going to do that. Like I said, some people were even giving me slight grief about showing this Stevie Nicks. Well, listen, it's not my fault that this was the lowest charting record in her whole entire solo career in '94. Okay,
really?
she just got done leaving Fleetwood Mac. All right, before the Time album came out, which we talked about that on Jukebox from Hell in one of the early seasons, and she admitted herself that she just came down from an 8-year Klonopin addiction. So I don't know. I'm the only saving grace, and I'm curious about this. Okay, is that for I think 2/3 of the album tracks, Bernie Leadon from the Eagles plays guitar almost all over this album. So I'll be
Ooh.
kind of yeah, and the Heartbreakers pretty much are on there too, minus
Oh,
Tom
wow.
Petty. So yeah, and I found this thing 75 cents in a thrift shop, and I'm going, you're coming home with me because I have a feeling, and my feeling was correct.
Nice.
So that'll be next episode. I'm getting KFC.
Ooh.
See now, but is KFC even any good anymore? The last time I had it, it sucked. I'll send it to your messenger. I'm an idiot. What did you send to my messenger? Let me find out, I guess.
And today's a sad day in Beatles history because today is the day, the
Oh, yes.
anniversary of Linda's passing.
You know, I probably would have gone and set something up off of Wild Prairie. Aw, there it is. Okay, I'll watch that later. Maybe next time I'll put it up so people can sing it, see them sing. But no, it's not really exactly rare, but I will admit it's not that easy to find either. They didn't make that many. This one's from 2015 and it's all covers. Oh, geez. Got anything by Soft Cell? Actually, no, I don't. I've never come across any either. Fantastic album, underrated. Where the Heart Is should have been a smash hit. There's a lot of bands and a lot of hits that woulda, shoulda, coulda, and there's always some weird circumstances as to why things did not happen that way. Dusty says, Art of Falling Apart, great album. Do you have the 12-inch Martin single that came with it? Yeah, a guy from Little River Band, Roger McLaughlin, died from cancer. And then Dusty says, I don't have that one. So let's see here. Let me show some. So this is what I picked up today at the resale shop. I didn't find any CDs or the records. They started jacking the prices on the records, but there was nothing worth of note, and there was for once nothing worth of note in the CDs. But I did end up picking up a couple books. So let me make myself big for a second. For you Doors fans, that's right. Light My Fire, My Life with the Doors by Ray Manzarek. I like the picture. I do. I like
me too.
Oh,
God, that's a book I love to read.
And here's the back. Let's see if I can pull. I was praying that this would be autographed because his book and John Densmore's book, they did book tours and did some book signings. Let's see. Let's see. Our wedding, Ray Manzarek's wedding. But look who's in the car with him. Yes. And then, see, I'm telling you, it's kind of too bad that Jim's death really just caused the Doors to really spiral out, you know. I think that there is some redeeming qualities of other voices. Okay, I do. And the one after that, Full Circle. But that's just my opinion, of course. See, it came with the 12-inch here in the States. Maybe the UK edition didn't have it. Yes, the US and the UK can definitely be very different on things. Did you get Mark Allman's album, Fantastic Star, released on Record Store Days a few years ago? I had a Mark Allman one at one point, but I can't. It was his last US one. I Have No One Here gets out alive in paperback, and the Wonderland Avenue one. Oh boy, I'll tell you, that's some stuff right there. See, I need to get that Peter Wolf book, honestly. That 12-inch may have come with the album on UK pressings. I'm not sure. My copy's secondhand. That makes sense. So anyways, this I can't wait to dig into. And then for you wrestling fans, I already have a copy of this autographed by the wrestler himself, but this I'm giving to Donna Jo Cat Lady. Mankind, Mick Foley, have a nice day. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. And then, of course, he just looks all silly. I can't. There's so many
Wow.
different. There's so many. Like it's all his injuries. 2/3 of ear ripped off, 8 concussions, nose broken twice, 4 front teeth knocked out, broken cheekbone, separated right shoulder. Oh Lord, it just gets crazy. Bone chips in the elbow, broken right wrist, torn meniscus. I've had that, not from wrestling, of course. Bruised kidney, 5 broken ribs, and a partridge in a no broken left thumb, fractured left shoulder, 54 stitches, dislocated left shoulder, and a broken jaw is what he
Wow.
all dealt with. So I hate the people that go off and say that wrestling is fake. No, it is not. It is scripted, and you have to have some form of physicality to get in that ring. I don't care what anybody says on that. If you like Mark Allman's solo, you would love Stephen Tintin Duffy. I have his one main album, The Ups and Downs. Great album. Original singer for Duran Squared. I didn't know that.
Ooh.
Go back and get the. Oh, you still going to get me on the? I'll give you $5 in coffee and random 45s. You know what? I will try to do that this weekend. How about that? Because I'm going to be stuck having to do something right after work tomorrow. So Saturday, I'll go back and see if they've got it because I have your address. James, what is the one Doors album you don't like and why?
That's a tough question. I don't really know. I think every album is great, but I just don't know which one I don't like the most. But I will tell you, my favorite album is LA Woman.
Well, there you go. There you go. I know that he didn't ask me, but as far as for favorite Doors album, oh my God, that would be tough, to be honest with you, because I liked all of them. I've got a mono pressing of the Doors' first album. I picked that up at an estate sale many years ago in town for $3. Couldn't screw that up for the life of me.
Does it have the line, or does it go "She Gets"? Doom, 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 does it?
Oh,
Say
I don't
She
know.
Gets
I'd have to play it. I'd have to play it, to be honest with you. I haven't played it in so long, and I can't
A
remember.
lot of people smash talk about the Soft Parade.
I don't know. I mean, there was some good stuff on there, and back when they used to play it on the radio here, "Touch Me." I
Yeah.
love the song. I love the song "Touch Me." I'd sing along with that whole thing. I just love the whole ending where everybody sings "Stronger Than Dirt," and I'm like, if you know, that's what it is, because it used to be a commercial from Ajax back at
Yeah.
that time, and for some reason they just decided to end it with like that. I've got the Hairdresser on Fire 7-inch, which came with the Japanese copies of Viva Hate. Very happy to have it. Destiny and Jim are the only people I know who love the gays to the gay 80s. Give either of them a gay British guy and they just go nuts.
Wow.
I don't know. Relax. Don't do it. Everybody get to. Anyways, Dusty, just another day at the office for Mick Foley. That's right.
Ah.
Have a nice day. I think other than the Hell in the Cell, which of course Dark Side of the Ring went and covered that. Three Faces of Foley cracked me up to no end in the Royal Rumble, where he shows up as Cactus Jack, Mankind, and Dude Love in 3 separate things and still gets thrown out of the ring. Oh man, you got me. Vinyl Gorilla, would you throw Bros and Bronski Beat in there as well? Asks
There's a band
Brandon.
you don't hear anymore about, Bronski Beat. I haven't heard
That's
that
true.
name in years.
Accurate, Fred. That's
Wow.
80s high energy music is great. I'm kidding, sort of. I like the Manzarek album. The whole thing started with rock and roll. Now it's out of control. Had the album. I don't. You know what? And I never came across any of Ray's solo stuff. I don't think. Did I? I can't remember. I know he ended up producing a band called Night in the late 70s, and I know that he produced some albums for X, the band X, but I've never really heard any of that stuff. I've got one last tape thing to set up for you guys. This was a request,
All right.
and I've been saying this for the last couple of shows. We're like, we'll play it. We're going to play it today. Is anyone going to get the new Pink Floyd Live at Pompeii album and Blu-ray? They did also put it out in select theaters. I don't know if those showings have stopped now or whatever, but I mean, I've seen the before and after comparisons, and at least it does look a lot cleaner. If I remember correctly, wasn't the Pompeii 72 show, I think? So, you're talking about pre-Dark Side, which would be some good, tasty material. So I go away to answer the phone, and James is here.
Hey,
Well,
Michael.
See, I thought you were talking to James Michael, maybe on the phone, but that wasn't the case. It's cool, Fred. I like innies, not outies. Yipes. Okay, yeah. That's a good way to put it, I guess. Innies, not outies. It's about time. I'm not playing the damn Ketchup song again, James. It got me in trouble the last time. You can sing it in your head. Da, 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 da. No, actually, the request here that we're going to play now, I think all of us here are grown up enough, but just to throw this out there, these next 11 minutes are going to be very profane. I'm just telling you now. Ladies and gentlemen, I finally present to you the full extended 11-minute version of the Trogs tapes. Oh, yes.
I'd fucking retire. I fucking do. I think it is a good song. I agree it is a good song. But it fucking won't be unless we spend a little bit of fucking thought and imagination to fucking make it fucking number one. You gotta put a little bit of fucking fairy dust over the bastard. Look at,
Fairy dust.
Well, some of the time. You know what I mean? It's I don't know what it needs. And it needs. I know that it needs strings. That I do know. Right. And it needs something at the beginning of that number to make somebody remember it.
A kazoo. A glockenspiel. Comb and toilet paper.
No, not at all. Say give it up. I'll stay here till tomorrow night. Just provided we get
We will. We will. But it's not what he was playing. Agreed. The sound.
we got about
what we want.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 6 producers. We haven't got 6 producers. Yes, we have. If we had one producer here tonight, we get it right. He get it the way he thinks. But because we haven't got a producer, we're all fucking bitching about these. Yeah, well, we always do that.
Pissy.
Not necessarily. They're not necessarily wrong.
But we're trying. It makes his life get one producer. Great. But we haven't got a producer. We were supposed to have a fucking producer. But we haven't got one.
Yeah. This is what he's been going fucking wrong. You've got to have a fucking bloke that says, I've got a fucking sound in here that's fucking great. Come in here and have a fucking listen to it. And you come in here and it's probably a different fucking tune nearly. But if it's
Maybe.
good,
Who knows?
yeah, that's it.
But what would you have said if the producer would have been here and he would have left it exactly as it is? As you've got it now. I don't know. It might be. He might take
Point taken, Fred.
Whatever else, strings or whatever.
We wouldn't have signed a contract.
Who? You don't have to sign a contract with him. You don't have to sign a contract to have with a producer to have a record produced. You see, then you'd argue with him.
Yeah.
But there you are. You don't know. He might say we'll put other things on it, or overdub. We'll put strings on it, or brass, or whatever his idea on, or fucking.
Or a triangle.
But would you agree to that?
Washboard.
Oh yeah, sure. Would you agree? Would you have a producer? Would you have a producer sit here and say,
half an hour,
that's it?
have faith in the country.
That's what we need. Because you can see the way we're going. We need a producer to say, no, you're not doing that. You're fucking doing this. That's what people.
Yeah.
Well, I don't think you'd wear it.
We would. If we had faith in him, and we'd know whether we had faith in him within the first fucking half an hour.
Did you do exactly what Larry Page said?
Yeah.
That's how they had it.
because there was just one fucking mind on it.
Until we had that
Not
fucking
fucking
big
7 or 8.
we didn't even fucking get a say in it. It was fucking wham. It was in the can. Regardless, you reckon that was bad? Fuck me. He used to, you know. I mean, one day, that's it. We said, you didn't have a fucking say, and it was out.
Yeah.
We can fucking insipid used to think.
Could you imagine if there was a Beatles tape like this?
Oh, I'd love that.
That was the only fucking time he let us fucking
Have our way.
have our way. And could we get anything fucking better?
No.
Fucking the first thing he
All
fucking
day.
did.
All fucking day.
Was
We
it?
were there at 9 o'clock. We didn't come out fucking about 3 o'clock the next fucking morning. And they had Mick Jagger, you name them, they were fucking in there to try and get to try and make it better.
Anyway,
And they
Chris is
couldn't.
sitting out there wondering what he's going to do. Now, what are we going to do?
What about a fucking 12 string on it? Doing what he was doing. That sounded so
Play the big
full.
There you go. Get Roger McGuinn to do a 12 string on it.
Yeah.
Play the beginning again.
Because we're not going to mix that tonight.
Because that sounds empty, and unless you can get really something exceptional.
Just play the beginning again.
Yeah!
Hmm?
No! You had it there at the beginning, Ron. It was sounding good. But just, Ronnie, just listen for a sec.
Yeah, might as well be, Terry.
You have played it tonight.
He can't do it.
If that's the case, then we should fucking find out before we ever get to the studio. We want to fucking do that, and that. Because we've been doing it every
Me either.
fucking week. It's been going down. You know, but don't expect fucking miracles. Just like that, right? It's fucking in there, embedded in there. I can't fucking hear it any other way but that.
You've done it. You did it.
Hmm.
You're doing dabba dabba boom boom bop. No more beats. Yeah.
Yeah, all right.
We're about halfway over on this, kids.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's kind of neat to get there was a bootleg of Elvis that was kind of like this from the early 60s.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he does the same things almost.
Shut your fucking mouth for 5 minutes and give me a fucking chance to do it. Don't keep fucking rocking that
Nice.
microphone.
What the hell are they sitting in?
I think a bunch of tapes.
Fuck
Well,
off.
you
In there.
fucking think.
Just keep going
Then we're not
fucking through it. Don't just keep saying, oh yeah, but that ain't right. That, I know it ain't fucking right. I can fucking hear it ain't right, cunt. Wow, fuck me, you
I
say.
can hear it's fucking not right
I'm
too.
fucking crying. I'm not
Huh.
playing it. So when I fucking hear it in me fucking head, yeah, that's what I want to do.
Yeah, you know, I was thinking that, Terry.
Franny,
Listen, we keep on playing it. Just
fucking hell.
Probably, Dino, probably. Mhm.
Sounds like they must be.
Fucking drummer, I shit him. Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da. One, two, 1, 2, 3, 4. You're doing it fucking wrong. Dabba 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 cha, dabba 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 cha, dabba 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 cha, dabba dabba. You did it You did it in the beginning. Bloody hell.
Yabba dabba do, yabba dabba do.
Well, you're fucking doing it. Why don't you just do what you fucking started out doing? Dubba 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 cha. Yeah, on your top one, dubba 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 cha. Dubba 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 cha. No.
Nope, got that wrong.
Yep.
Well, yeah, you're talking at the back of your fucking asses because all you want then is the same fucking thing that I was playing fucking fucking different drums. Well, then all you want then is the fucking that one and the fucking bass drum playing the same thing. Because that's all you're fucking doing. You ain't playing any fucking thing else. All right, I play that. I'm going.
He doesn't listen, I guess.
And you did it. And then change it around and do it the other fucking way around.
You know, this little argument they're having kind of reminds me of Let It Be when Paul was trying to tell George how to play.
Yeah, no kidding.
In fact, we're not asking you to change it much. We ask you to do half of it on one road, half of it on the other, and the bang wherever you want. Ronnie, can you hear me? What about trying it not only not on that top, just on that top skin floor, and then your floor tom-tom, but try it on, split your hands so that one beat is doing it on the top drum, one's doing it on the floor tom-tom, then your bass. Sounds a bit. Hey? Top.
And that
Wow.
is the 11 minutes of the Trogs bitching in the studio. That's been around since 1970.
Wow.
That was they were working on the next album after the song "Love Is All Around," which is a beautiful song.
Oh, I love that
Beautiful
song too. Yeah.
But yeah, they were working on the next album, and I guess I think that album is what imploded them. With the one where you're hearing the bitching, because I don't even know if they ever finished the album they were working on that one. Maybe one of you guys could, when I nod my head, you hit it. Oh man,
That had shades of Let It Be right there.
yeah. I mean, that's the one thing about the Get Back movie that I like very much, as it goes off and mentions, it shows everything warts and all,
Mhm.
but at least Peter Jackson went off and made it where they weren't so hateful to each other. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
Yeah.
I'm glad the whole sequence of George being in there, he's and says, well, I'm sawed off, I'm going to lunch and I'm not coming back. And I'm just like, that was like for, I think, a week or two he was gone.
Yeah.
The other thing that I thought was cool, and the band supposedly knew about it, although they didn't know where the placements were, was the microphone in the flowers where John and Paul is talking.
That
and
was good.
A secret conversation. And I'm like, holy crap. I said, feel fly on the wall. And I love that they had that going, But
Oh, Paul, you just said the magic word. Hold on a second.
I guess I said the magic word. Good to see James is in the house. Imagine saying the F word 24 hours a day. That's what they were doing pretty much.
All right, you want to make me big for this.
Okay.
Okay, this came all the way from Australia from eBay a couple of years back. This is like a limited collector's edition. I think it's a bootleg of Let It Be.
Oh, nice.
And then, of course, get back. But this is the Blu-ray. Never get the DVD one because the discs are stacked on top of each other and it's not good. I've seen.
Yeah, I want to get the
boxes of-
Blu-ray. I got to get the Blu-ray.
And it opens like this, but I'll show you the back first before I show you the front. And cooperate. And you can see Twickenham.
Nice.
And there's the lads in the middle.
Very nice.
And over here on this side, there was pictures in there, but they're framed on my bedroom wall.
Sure.
So here's disc number 1, which I'm not going to take out because they slide
Right.
out, and I don't like that. Part 1,
Right.
and we have part 2 where they go to EMI, and then the third one with the full rooftop concert, which is even better than Let It Be because you get the full thing. And you
Nice.
get when the cops are going into the studio and stuff like that. The thing I like is when they're still playing, and John, I think John smoked something at the time, and he was oblivious that the cops were there.
Mm,
I was laughing so hard. I was like, "Oh my god, that's so funny!"
that's funny.
And then he turns around and he sees it, and then he's doing the finger to him to the cop, and.
Nice. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate you guys taking the time out. Like I said, I know it's an odd time doing the show, but I'm glad. I mean, I think I had, what was it, about at least 25 or 30 people in here at one point or another, and that's nice. I appreciate you guys coming on here.
And you were on early enough for me to come.
Yeah, see? And I mean, we try around here. Like I said, I can't nail a time frame down. It's just, it is what it is. But I want to thank James here for popping on up, and hopefully you
My
guys
pleasure.
enjoyed all the videos here, especially that weird last one we just did.
Yeah, that was a weird one indeed.
F this, F that, F this, F that. Oh boy.
But I think my favorite was the beans.
Yes, the beans. We rest in peace, beans. Rest in peace, shenanigans. But remember, ladies and gentlemen, always powered by coffee, and this very important fact. Psychos Platters is a Love Peace production.